Hey guys. So many of you know that this past week, my business, Sycamore Counseling Services, had the opportunity to win some funding that would have allowed us to do just incredible things for our clinic and our clients. Unfortunately, we weren't able to obtain that grant. We didn't quite pull through what we needed to get that funding and win that contest. But I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about defeat, discouragement, and the importance of mindset and relationships. The truth is, we're all going to experience defeat in different ways in both our professional and our personal lives. Life is hard, and we're going to experience setbacks. That's part of the journey, right? And when we experience defeat, whatever that looks like for you professionally and personally, the normal human reaction is to feel discouraged. I always like to remind my clients that while we tend to think of certain emotions as bad, things like fear, anger, sadness, discouragement, the truth is that no emotion is bad. All of the emotions that we feel are part of the human experience. So I like to explain it that there's the full spectrum of human emotion and human experience, and that part of being a human being and living this life is we're going to experience the whole thing. And that's good. Every emotion clues us into something. It serves a purpose. And where things become problematic is only when we get stuck at one part of that spectrum. If we're always angry, if we're always sad, if we're always fearful, then that's a sign that we might need to do something to get into a healthier overall state. But to feel periodically in that area, that's part of the journey. When we feel one of those perceived bad emotions, it's really important that we check in with ourselves to understand what is going on, and check in with our mindset and reach out and connect with other people. And so I want to just use this last week as a little bit of an example for me of what that looked like. Because the truth is, being an entrepreneur, being a mental health professional, a doctoral student is really freaking hard. And I love everything I do, but it's a really hard journey, especially when on top of that, I also have to work a full-time job and I have to live with chronic pain from a service-connected disability I had when I was in the service. So things are really hard, and this opportunity that we had this past week was really, really hopeful for me because it was an opportunity to get some resources in a relatively easy way, which is not something that I've really experienced in my life. I've worked full-time since I was 14. I've paid for every cent of everything that I've gotten. I haven't gotten support financially through college or anything, right? And so this was going to be just great to be able to expand our services for our clients and just get a little bit of a reprieve and a little bit of a breather from this these long days that I work, right? But I knew as of a couple days ago that wasn't going to happen. I wanted to hold on to hope, but it was pretty obvious that we weren't going to pull through the support that we needed. And as a result of knowing that and just seeing that we weren't getting what we needed to for this to work out for us, I got in a place of just incredible discouragement. I have to be honest, I was devastated. And on the surface, it makes sense that I could be devastated that we weren't going to get the financial resources. But as a therapist, I did what any good therapist would do, and I was spending some time in self-reflection, and I realized that this was so much more complicated than that, and there were many more layers. And what I understood as I spent some time just reflecting and trying to gain some insight into my emotions was that my mindset was totally in a negative place, because there were some schemas and old belief patterns that were being activated for me that were way beyond what was happening with this contest. And for me, some of those schemas and patterns have to do with early life and young adulthood experiences I had with trauma and abuse and loss, and beliefs that the world and people aren't safe, fears of abandonment, beliefs that I can only rely on myself and that other people aren't going to be there for me. That was all being activated in this past week. Pretty intense stuff. And so after I realized that this is what was going on, I was able to really focus on changing my mindset. And when you're doing that, what's really important is that you don't just try to think positive thoughts that are unrealistic. That's not going to help. It's really important that we reframe our thoughts into positive thoughts that are realistic. It helps to test the evidence around us. So for me, for example, I could have kept believing a negative thought that, man, people just don't care or no one is going to support me. But if I stop selectively attending to only certain information or what I don't have, and I test the evidence and I test reality, what I know to be true is, man, there were a lot of people in my corner because so many of you were supporting me and sharing this plea for our business. So many of you were giving me just kind words of affirmation and encouragement about how deserving myself and our business is of this grant and this funding. And so when I'm able to look outside of those automatic negative thoughts and reframe, what I knew to be true is, man, I've made some really good friends over the years, and there are so many of you that were encouraging me and supporting me. I'm able to stop thinking things like people don't care about mental health and look realistically at the fact that people are inundated with requests for things that we can't possibly pay attention to it all. And everybody has their own causes that they support, and it might not be my cause. My cause is my own, and this is my passion, and not everybody's going to share that, and that's okay. So reframing my mindset really started helping to get me out of this place of discouragement. And then I was able to also reach out specifically to my husband, who is also a therapist, which really helps because he's incredibly supportive. I was able to talk to him. He was able to support and encourage me. I reached out to one of my best friends, and just connecting with other people helps pull you out of that place of feeling defeated and feeling discouraged. It's so, so important that we do that. So I share all of that to say that you're going to get in this place as well. Maybe you are there right now. Maybe you're feeling defeated. Maybe you're feeling discouraged. I just wanted to take this opportunity to just really challenge you to check in with yourself, figure out what else is going on beyond what's even obvious on the surface. Really delve down into those places so you understand yourself better, and you're able to hopefully implement some coping skills that'll be helpful to get you into a more positive place. Reach out and connect with those safe people, those people in your life that are there to support you, because they are there even if we don't feel like they are. And whatever it is that your journey and your cause is, I encourage you to keep fighting for it. Because even when we have setbacks, when we're passionate, when we're living what we're called to be doing, every step is worth it, even when we experience what seems like defeat. So thank you to everybody that supported us in this journey. It is so, so appreciated. And even though we didn't get this award, I promise you I'm going to keep fighting every single day for this cause, for people that are struggling with mental health concerns and just some of the darkness and struggles of life. We'll be there for you, and I'm going to keep fighting in the journey. So thanks for being part of it.